What's up, y'all? AJ Simmons here with another great interview for you guys. Today I got a special guest from the Clean Biz Network, my guy, Mr. Travis Jenkins. How you doing, Travis?
What's up? What's up, CBN? What's up with y'all, man? I'm doing all right. It's a blessing to just be part of this. So I just want to shout out everybody in the CBN network. I'm here finally doing the interview. Been waiting on this opportunity. Here it is.
Let's to get started. I want to ask you. So tell us a little bit about your background and what you were doing before you started your cleaning company.
Oh man, to go way back, I don't want to go too far back, but man, I started off working in the plants where I live at Louisiana. It's a bunch of plants all over. It's a bunch of just getting that job, average job, going in and becoming an operator or just becoming a field worker. And that's something that was always I lived and something I always knew about being around it so much. And I decided that I was looking for a different route, different opportunity. So when I was working in the plants and everything, I'm seeing people like working and just slaving themselves and working hard. And I'm like, nah, that's not something I want for myself and my family. I want to build a better future. So I always had a vision of like bettering myself. And I also used to like cut hair back in the day and always like made music, always was into like something inspired by better things in life. And when I started working in the plants, I fulfilled a dream because I started off at the bottom of the totem pole. Then I went to school for something else and built my way up. And then I still realized like, nah, this ain't for me. It's something better out there. And so by feeling that all the time, I always knew it was something better. So I was introduced to a guy and I started reading books. And man, this guy told me about Think and Grow Rich. And I read the book and man, it just changed my philosophy about life like totally different. And from that book, I think I had ran into Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and read that. And then it just like assured everything about myself. And from reading those books, man, it just opened my mind to a lot of things. And that's, part of where I'm at now, just open-minded.
That's what's up. That's crazy how everybody almost anybody you ask is like Think and Grow Rich or Rich Dad Poor Dad seems to come up every time. That's what's up. Now,
Right.
what led you to start the actual cleaning company?
Well, if we reverse back, when I was talking about building and coming up, I used to work at McDonald's. And basically, when I was at McDonald's, I was the wash guy. So I was always in the back, like just washing dishes and stuff like that. So, man, I happened to go into McDonald's recently, let's say about 3 months ago. And the manager that's worked there still left. And she was like, I'll get rid of everybody in this place and hire just you just to come back here again and do what you did. And it dawned on me, it's like, man, at 16, when I was back there washing dishes, I didn't realize like I was great at something. And I knew like cleaning is something like kind of easy to get into. And I kind of like wanted to do like cleaning from that. I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I think I should like start cleaning. And also I had one of my cousins, he was doing cleaning and he kind of like was telling me about, you could start a business, you could do this. And him not knowing that I was already introduced to you by watching some of your videos, and by me watching your videos, it kind of like had me already in the process of starting my cleaning business.
Okay, so when you got started with you heard her, she complimented you on your cleaning and it made you feel like basically like you should start your own company pretty much.
Right. And also, AJ, I was me and my wife had started like this real estate company too, and I was into that. And I was actually doing like the wholesaling side of it, finding properties for people and trying to sell it to them. And it was something I had a dog in me. I was always like getting into it, finding properties, but I was never making no income off it. So I said, well, what I realized by being in it, that it actually take money, even though they say, well, you can start this with no money down, guaranteed, and blase, but man, it actually take money to make money sometimes. And that in that case anyway, it did. And when I was in it, I said, well, here it is. I'm doing it, but I'm not reaping nothing. And come to find out, the person that I was dealing with for us buying the property, they was going behind my back doing all kind of stuff. And, it just wasn't working for me. So I sat down with my wife and I said, well, I need to come up with a way where we can make money to put money back into this. And there you go. Cleaning came to my mind again. And I knew from there, okay, we can start a cleaning business and we can do this and we can make money because that's a service that we could provide to somebody to generate some income to put into the real estate. But that being said, now it's like real estate to me, I'm so in tune with the CBN and the cleaning side of things to where I'm not really focused on real estate, and only because of something you said, man, let's focus on one thing at a time. And that made sense because I was always jumping around doing this and doing that from one thing to another, and I would never really complete nothing and seeing something. But I know that's that dog in me, you know, and when you said that, it made so much of sense. So now I'm just locked in on the cleaning right now, and that's what it been. And since I locked in, you know, I've been seeing my progression and moving forward with things.
Right. That's perfect too that you brought that up because that's how I figured that out, that you really focus on one thing. Because like you said, when you got into the real estate thing you were doing, you realized, you know what, it's going to take some money. Everybody say start with no money. But then you get into it and realize, nah, it's going to take some money. And if it don't take money, you're still going to take like hours of your time, like 24 hours a day working. I mean, which in return, you still got to invest some money back into it. So it's like, you know what? Why would I go start a new venture if I already got this venture? Because that new venture going to cost me money. It ain't going to profit. Like every new startup costs money to keep, you know what I mean, to grow and build and all that. So it's like if you already got this cleaning business, why not just keep building on that and building on that? So that's an excellent point that you brought out. Now, when you started your company, you got, you got the starter kit course, right?
Yeah, I had got the course. And when I got the course, I had already like LLC'd and done all that because of my the real estate company. We had already built like the LLC with that. So I knew what I needed to do that. So that part was like easy to me. And when I got the starter kit, I actually had already had an account through my cousin that he kind of helped me out with, but he just had gave me an appointment to go meet with these group of guys at one of their stores. And so happened, I was watching your videos and I knew how to go. He didn't train me on how to go in there, nothing to get the contract. He just said, hey, cuz, you want something to go look into? And I looked into it, but I was already like built off of what you was giving YouTube already. And when I went in there, I actually did everything you said. You know, don't be nervous, just go in there and deliver. And, you know, either they gonna say yeah or no. And so happened, me and my wife got an email like a week later saying, we want to move forward with you. But what I learned, they moved forward with me because that low bid that I had put in too. And I would have had did the same thing. But what I was thinking, I said, well, it's a low bid and my wife she wasn't really for it. But I knew, I said, well, it's going to be a learning experience because I ain't never went out on an account and did nothing for nobody. And that was a learning experience for me. And that's what it was. I did the building and I worked it. They loved the work that I was doing. I was getting appreciation. And man, I fulfilled what I needed to do with that account. And of course, I let the account go once I really started like learning things and learning like the real outcome of it.
That's what's up. So basically, you got your first account instantly then when you first started your company. Now, I know recently in the group you posted about another account you just got. About how long did it take you to get this contract after you got that first one when you first started the business?
I started the group in September, and of course, when I decided to go with the starter kit course, I knew like, okay, I was already like ahead of the game, but I wouldn't really like had no solid contracts. So I said, well, AJ just been real to me. I've been on these videos because I was working and I used to watch your videos all the time. Because when you talk about the Everybody Eats, I was part of that, but I wasn't in the network at the time, but I was watching Everybody Eat.
Right.
So I was always watching it and it was always like giving information, giving value. So then I just started like moving forward. I'm like, all right, this something I really want to do. So I said, let me just get the starter kit and start all. Let me see. And man, when I got into that, I started seeing like, man, this dude really actually on to something. Just kept watching your videos. I had the starter course, and then finally, you had brought up the masterclass, and I really knew nothing about the masterclass. But I think at the time when I got the starter course, I was so like, Cause I know, remember I told you about like being on Facebook and stuff like that. All that was new to me. Like I
Right.
was always the person that was always like, man, I come from like a different lifestyle, and it was like Facebook and all that. I wasn't really like into all that, like, cause it was like a information thing, you know. It was almost like something I just didn't want to do. And when
Yeah.
I
You
joined you,
basically telling on yourself, kind of.
right, basically. So I went on ahead and I got the starter course, and it just started opening me up more. It started opening more. And then I said, well, I'm going to go on and get the master class. I instantly went on ahead. I was watching it and just looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go on and get that. And then I started getting on Facebook. It started opening me up more. Then my wife started saying like, oh, you need to do this and do that on Facebook, because that's how you're going to build your business. And man, you know, you and the CBN network, y'all just started to open me up, and I just started becoming more and more affiliated with it. And I started doing Thumbtack. I joined the Thumbtack because I knew I was talking about that. I ended up joining like Thumbtack, and I was cleaning leads from that. But when I was getting those leads, like I say, it was all learning experience. So I was going out, just learning how to clean, learning how to like talk to people, watching your videos. And from there, I end up, from the Thumbtack, I had got a lead that told me to go out. They wanted me to go clean a store that they had, but the current person that had the store couldn't make it, or something happened where they couldn't go. So I decided that I took the lead. So I said, well, look, I'll go it on and take, because I ain't feel like going backwards and forward with them, and I wanted to go it on and get the job. I said, well, look, whatever price you set for them, that's the price I'm gonna take. And I took it at that price. And I remember calling my cousin. I said, man, look, I got this stove, you know, off of Thumbtack, that, because the commercial side on Thumbtack, I wasn't on that. I was on residential. And like a week before that, I had went on ahead and said, let me put some money on the commercial side and just try it out and see if I can get a commercial contract. And so it happened, you know, I had got that call, and I had called my cousin. I said, man, look, I got this here for X amount of price. And he was like, you know, go on and do it. He said, but this what I'll charge. And that's when I sent that to you. I don't know if you remember, I had asked you about that contract, and you had told me like, you know, pay this amount and then you pay this to a worker. And I was like, all right, because that still was more than what they had accepted, what I already accepted. So I still went in and I did it. And man, I went in there and I just gave them my work. And that's when I came up with just giving people your work. And I went in there, I gave them my word. I brought my team with me, and we went in there and we did the job. And the manager ended up calling me, and he was telling me, you know, we had did such a great job. We had got him out of bind, number one, because he was in the bind, because that was that store grand opening. And by us cleaning the way we did, he was so appreciative. I was on my way home, and the next day, because he wanted us to do it for 3 days. So the second day I was on my way home, and I got a phone call from the sales manager. And he was like, he wanted to meet me where I was, but I was actually on my way to my 9 to 5. And I turned around. I said, man, the sales manager called. Let me go see what he want. Turned around, went back to go see him. Then me and him sat down. But I called my team, one of my team members who had came with me on the account. And I told her, I said, look, I need you to come sit in with me on this meeting, because I want you to see what's going on. Because at that time, I only had like that one little contract, and I was like, I want her to believe in the vision, because you know it's hard to just get people to believe in you, and you just bringing them on a job one time here, one time there, and you know you want them to believe in your vision, right? Because you can see it, but you ain't touching it right now. So what I did, I brought her with me, and he went to talk about, look, we got this store we want to give to you, we got that store we want to give to you, and I knew the guy was being sincere. He wouldn't just, you know, just throwing stuff at me, but he really loved what I was doing and how I had delivered. And, you know, once he met me and really seen the type of person I was, and she was just over there smiling. I said, all right, so, you know, let's go.
Hey, that's a good lesson too, because a lot of people ask me, like, in the beginning, how can you, like, what do you do when you don't have enough hours to get people to work? And that's a good strategy. Is like, number one, let them kind of in a little bit, get them a little bit of inside information so they can see, look, I'm growing. As soon as I get more accounts, I'm gonna have you. You know what I mean? Like, let them either meet the contract or take them on some walk, like how you kind of did a little bit. just to kind of let them know, like, look, more work is coming, but I just need you to ride when you believe in me. So that's a good strategy that you had there. And getting to that point with the employees, how did you go about finding your employees?
Oh, Ken, the closest to me at the time.
Yeah.
I got a cousin, a younger cousin of mine, and basically when I was doing the house cleaning, I was bringing my sister in with me. She was coming help sometimes. I even bring my son with me. He'll come help sometimes. But I got two cousins, and they'll always be available. They'll always be available. So what I noticed, AJ, when they was coming with me, we'll always be talking, you know, and I always have like Eric Thomas on, you know, just like, cause that was me, you know, and really not trying to really throw stuff at them, you know, that's just what I was on. And then I always remember you saying, when you clean, play your Audible. So I had just got into like the audio books and started like listening to audibles, and so I know their mind was always open. So what I started learning that they was telling me like, man, you know, I'm helping them do this. They believe in me. They believe in my vision. So I was like, well, I ain't gonna look for nobody else to help me clean. I'm gonna just start sticking with y'all. So I just started sticking with them, and every time we went on a job to clean, every time I got a lead, every time something was good, they always come with me, and it always just be getting better and better and better. You know, we was always just taking stages and moving up. And since then, I told y'all how one of my cousins on payroll just 2 weeks ago. She been on payroll, got her first check, and that's off the account that I delivered at the store. And man, when I say, AJ, that was a good feeling to have and to do for somebody.
Really?
You know, what I realized, it wasn't even about time. My cousin, you know, which is my wife's cousin, you know, she was working at Burger King, and I had instilled in her my vision and what I want to do with her. She don't even work at Burger King no more. And when she did that, when she quit her job, I said, it's game time. Like what else I'm gonna do? Like, I got somebody that's believing in me enough to quit their job. Yeah, I gotta keep pushing. I gotta keep pushing. So what I realized, like, people, it don't just be about you know, it be about what you could provide for other people. And it's kind of, I think it's kind of hard to find somebody that really, really believe in your dreams and you to keep moving for that person, or, you know, other people.
Yeah, that's huge, man. And speaking on that, because a lot of people scared to hire family. You know, I hire family, and sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. But do you have any advice, like, you want to give, like, as far as how to make it work with hiring family?
Well, it's just instilling a vision into them, and not really like, cause you know, as being a business owner, what I'm learning, like, you can share information with them. Like, bringing her in on the meeting, I could have been like, well, she don't need to hear this. You know, all she need to know is I got contracts coming for her. And me bringing her in, she really, really, really seen like the big picture, because I just let him talk and let her hear. So I think not hiding nothing from them and inspiring them. Because I took this one thing I did tell her, AJ, and I know this worked. I told her, I said, you not an employee of mine. We are a team. You don't just work for me. We work together. So in order for us to be a team, we all need to be on the same page. You know, I say, if you got a problem, just talk to me. Let me know. That way we can hash that out then. Let's not go down the road and you got an issue and we bringing it up then, and then feelings get involved. So I think, and that's just me. I think I got a heart for people. And sometimes, you know, your heart could get in your way in some things, like, you know, loving family and stuff like that. But I see it working. I see it working. And I do want to get on the outside of my family, not staying stuck in one thing, like just family, because my sister was working for me in the beginning, and she came with me on a couple of jobs, and she ended up getting another job at night with a cleaning company, which was somebody else. And that hurt it, because I'm like, I ain't bossed up like I need to be. And here it is, I got a sister. I really want to put her in place, but I can't really touch the accounts like I need to. So what I did, I just kept going, and I told her, I said, you're gonna be back. Just believe. Go work with them and learn, and cause it's gonna help you learn more too, because they speedy, they up there, but you're gonna be back, because I ain't gonna stop.
Right, absolutely. Now, you might have covered this already. Exactly. Exactly. And it feels so good, man. Like you said, you get her first check. don't nothing compare to that, man. I don't nothing compare to that, man. And
Man,
so when you might have covered this already, but I want to ask, so did you still
I
have your day
talked too
job
much.
now? Oh no,
Huh?
you good, you good. I said, do you still have your day job now?
Yeah, I still have my day job. It's it's not easy. It's not easy, especially at the point where I'm at now. So it's like with the, let me tell you, the lead getting into, because you know I also got into the lead generation. I had a caller working and everything, and that did work out good. But at the time, I was at work so much, and it was hard for me to like plan the appointments, go out and do the appointments. And I was able to do them here and there, but a lot of times, a lot of the apartment complexes wanted me to come in the morning time. So it was hard for me to really get to the interviews and get to the meets, and I couldn't really make it. But I did make a couple of them, and I did get on a vendor list of like 5 of them. So the callers, they definitely do their job. Like you gave me a call, I talked to you about it, and yeah, he definitely do his job. Most definitely. It's to the point now
Yeah.
when I stopped the lead generation just for a second, because I wanted to like focus on just building, because those systems, you definitely want to have them in place. So what I did,
Mm-hmm.
me and the caller retalked, and I told him, I'm not getting rid of you. I just need to pause it for a second, till I finish creating and building like I need to build. And me and Sean Richardson actually had a side talk about it, and he kept me motivated about it, and me and him had talked about it, and it kind of like made sense what me and him had talked about, and I kind of put it on pause, but it definitely made me bossed up, because when I was going to work and I was getting these leads in, I'm talking about they was good leads. I was just blown away to I just wanted to walk out my job then and just go on them leads. But you gotta be humble about some stuff though. You gotta make it make sense. You gotta make it make sense.
Absolutely, because even though they good leads, it's like it ain't no guarantee that you're gonna get the contract. So you definitely want to be strategic about it with that job.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what's up though. So you balancing it out with the job and you showing that it's possible. And I want to shout out Sean Richards too, because you're another person. Like I just did an interview the other day. Somebody shouted him out. So shout out Sean Richards out here helping people. I appreciate it.
Right.
But yeah, man. Yeah. So with the job, like what advice would you give somebody that has a job but they still need to make these walkthroughs? Like what kind of advice would you give to somebody, or they just need to run their business in general? Like how can they make both work at the same time, the job and the business?
Man, you just gotta keep going and keep believing in the vision. I talk about that a lot. And since I started the CBN network, all I have been doing is going, just not stopping, just getting the good advice. Like CBN network, man, it's awesome. I can't say it. I can't say it more, man. The vets that you have in there, man, there's some good information, and not just the information, just like, man, it's like a family. Like it's like a family like I never knew of, and just going on there and just seeing how people building their business and seeing how people going, I know it's possible. And I know a lot of people on there that's working a 9 to 5, they always talk about, running their business and having a 9 to 5. So that encourages you too to keep going. So I just try to focus on my main goal, because like entrepreneurship, like it's not nothing like new to me. Like I always know like I was destined to do something. So I just encourage people to like just keep going and don't give up on the vision. I know starting off it don't seem like it, because I know when I first got in the CBN network, I was like, man, they killing it. Like how I'm even doing an interview with you like this soon. That shows you like if you just keep going. Because when you told me about the interview, I ain't want to just say, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't ready yet. You know what? I'm gonna go on and do it now, because my later gonna be way better. So let me go on and share people right now what I'm building and right now what I'm doing, so they could see how I just kept going. And it ain't that I'm here for a reason. You know, and I want people to be encouraged, and don't be afraid to just go after your dreams. Don't be afraid to go for what's there for you. Because if you're in the CBN network, you already want something. And you say that enough. You know, like if you hear, you want something. So, you know, just keep going. Just keep going. I don't know if it made sense what I just said, but
no, that makes perfect sense. And I agree, because it's like for you to be where you are, like I ain't saying that you're so great and so successful and so rich. Right. Like the reason why I really want you to come, you know what I mean, is because it's the fact that you were on the other side of the tube. You saw my videos. Definitely. You saw what I was offering. You took action, and then that action from actually taking in the information, being in the group, and you actually turned that into actual customers, actual business. And that's what I want people to see. Like, look, man, we regular dudes. Like, I'm a regular guy. You know what I mean? Right. We regular people just like guys. Yeah, and it's like we can get in here and we can make this thing happen, man. So I appreciate you coming up here. And since we on that topic, what would you say to somebody who think they're just a regular person and they waiting around, they scared to do it, they don't know they should join us in CBN, they know they should get their starter kit or get the starter kit course like you did? What would you say to that person?
Man, I'm gonna tell her what you've been pushing me on, what I said, and then it just been, man, get bossed up and believe you bossed up. You know how I say that, man. If you're taking care of your kids, you're bossed up. Believe in yourself. You know, like I say, man, it's a good feeling for me to even be like talking to you like this, man. I told you, I said, man, I always like sat back and dreamed about being on there doing an interview. You know, I always sat back and said, man, what if I get a chance to do the interview? What I'm gonna do? So I don't just be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. Like just keep going. And now here it is. I'm actually doing an interview. So that enough should tell you something. Like I just joined in September. When I joined, I just stayed at it, kept developing myself. Just kept getting the information, kept building, kept growing, kept meeting people, kept talking to people. Man, grow, keep going. Don't be afraid. Get in the CBN network. If you're in there and you feel like you ain't doing enough, you are doing enough. Cause I'm gonna share something too, AJ. As far as the one employee that I do have, cause I'm looking for another one right now. Well, what I learned, I was trying to focus on just me going in there cleaning all the time. And I know you big on the systems. So on my 9 to 5, I'm off on Fridays. So when I'm off, that always give me enough time to go help out or do whatever. Most of the time I was taking on contracts too, or taking on a cleaning. I say taking on a cleaning, like a house cleaning. Okay. So this Friday, this been the second week I have my employee and she been working. So when she went this week, for my Friday off, I said, well, I'm gonna go check on the accounts and see how she was doing. And man, when I went to the store with her, and the store manager was so pleased with the work that she doing. She came to me, she said, they asked, what you here today for? I said, oh, okay. So what I learned, I don't need to be there all the time. You're doing a good job, boss. So I thought about what you be saying about the system.
Yeah, that means you doing something right when you can leave them like that.
Right.
And you gotta go keep checking on. You must be doing something right then.
That's right. Yeah. And I thought about, I said, and I really love that field. I said, well, AJ always talk about these systems. You know what? Let me just keep building the company, getting the contracts, and just trying to give these people my value, what I want, my vision, and put it in them, and they're gonna go in and do the same thing. And that's how I started feeling like the systems. I just started feeling like, all right, so bossed up, you know, just feeling bossed up again. And that's what I need to do.
Facts, man. Hey, look, for anybody that want to be bossed up and they want to follow your journey, Mr. Travis, man, how can they follow you on social media?
Man, I'm in the CBN network. I'm on Instagram. You can follow me in the CBN fam. I get a lot of love in there, and that definitely keep me going and keep me motivated. I'm in there, and I'm on Instagram, and you know, give me a call, message me, ask me for my phone number. You know, I try my best to give y'all what I can. You know, and let's keep building. You know, let's keep going. Don't be afraid to get in the CBN network either and share your story. Like, just believe in yourself. Definitely, just believe in yourself. Cause man, AJ, you are a blessing to people.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. And I'm gonna tell you, just to piggyback off of that too, man. That's facts because, like, one thing about that group, man, in Cleveland's Network, we don't hold back. We share our ups and our downs, and
Right.
we all make mistakes. I even share, my mistakes, and so I'm asking questions. Shout out to Rich Parker. She just started her YouTube channel. Go follow her. And now y'all see my interview I did with her. Especially when it comes to houses, I don't have a lot of house cleaning experience. So when I get questions, I go to people like her. You know what I mean? And I'm even asking advice. So it's a place where everybody can come. Y'all ain't got to be scared. You ain't got to be, you know what I mean, trying to feel like you got to dress it up. Or some people get intimidated. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in that group putting up big numbers. And so I think newer members sometimes get intimidated. But it's like, no, this is for everybody. Everybody. That's just motivation. So, yeah. But I appreciate you, Trevor, man, for real, for even coming up here. I know it might have been a little nerve-wracking. You might have thought, well, I don't know if I'm ready, but you killed it, man. So I appreciate that. And also, too, I got to point this out for the people to know. I asked you straight up. You want me to send you the questions ahead of time? You was like, no, I'm ready. I don't need no script. Nah.
Right.
I appreciate that.
And that was me just trying to, I just wanted to be me, man. I'm going to watch this a couple of times, and I just wanted to be me because it's really real. Ain't nothing stripped, And thank you, AJ. I do appreciate everything you do, bro, and the value you give. And I know when this video go off, I'm going to think about everything I should have said and all that because I'm missing out on a lot of stuff that probably value, but, everything.
I feel like I'm forgetting questions too. I feel like I'm forgetting some questions, but I ain't write them down. I should have wrote them down, but I was like, no, I ain't want to do no script. But either way, we can always do part two because you're going to keep killing it anyway. And that's it, man. If y'all want to get ball stuff like Travis Jenkins, make sure you go to cleanbiznetwork.com, get your starter kit, or get your starter kit course. We got different options for y'all, so join us up there. Thanks again, Travis. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you too, AJ. See you later, man.